Hello class, it's Mr. Yeager here. Get ready to go over our next project, which is making a texture coil bowl. Here's what your final product is going to look like. It's going to be smooth on the inside, coils on the outside, or this texture on the outside. And we're going to do it making coils. The process works by picking a bowl, plastic or metal, up to you. About this size is what you want to have. A little bit bigger is fine, smaller, no go. So make sure the bowl is a decent size to build it with. First thing you're gonna do is make a bunch of coils, line your bowl with some newspaper, put them in there, make whatever pattern design you're gonna make, smooth the inside, let it rest for a while so it becomes firm, pop it out, add a foot. In this video, I'm gonna go through that process with you. So let's go ahead and let's get started.
The first thing you want to do when making your texture coil bowl is you want to make the coils. So you're going to roll out a bunch of coils, place them in a box, as you can see here, and get them ready to go. Before you put any newspaper in the bowl, anything like that, you got to make your coils. Make them a certain length that'll fit easily into your box. Make sure the one thing to remember about making coils, it should be the thickness of your thumb. That's the rule to go by, thickness of your thumb. Once I have all my coils made, I'm going to kind of just go back through, get them cut to a general size so I can begin to make them into little circles. That's what I decided to make mine into. You can make them into a variety of different type of things, but I'm going with circles. I'm going to add more stuff in there as well, but circles are the thing I'm going with. And I cut them all to size to fit, and then I make them into circles, and then I go from there to get a bunch of them made. And that's what I'm working on right here. Once I have all my coils made, it's now time to focus on the bowl. First thing I'm going to do is cut all the newspaper out. Get it cut in strips that'll fit easily within the bowl, and that's my first thing I'm going to do. Once I'm done doing that, I get them wet and begin to apply them inside the bowl. Make sure the whole entire inside is covered and everything part of the surface is there. So it's when I have all this done, I can then begin to add my coils into the bowl, but it must be covered with newspaper first. Remember, do not forget to make sure all your coils are wrapped up and put away while you're doing this. Once the newspaper is in the bowl, it's beginning to put my pieces in there, my little pieces I pre-made. Remember, they don't have to be round. They could be other variety of different shapes. I'm just starting off with round pieces. You're going to might have to change as you go along. I put them in there, I blend, I smooth them in there. I'm also taking some extra clay, filling in those seams as well, so it kind of fills in the gaps. Any extra piece of clay I have, I can fill in with little pieces and stuff like that as I go along. And I'm doing is I'm just slowly building up the bowl inside of my piece, and that's what I'm doing here. As we can see, start off with circles, now I'm going with plain coils, and just going from there and building and finding places to put my cool shape designs I made until I covered the whole entire inside of the bowl. A cool little tool I use that kind of helps out with this, and I'm finding more and more use for them as I go along, is those little wooden spoons. Those wooden spoons are great for blending and smoothing the clay in there and kind of working the piece around. Again, any gap spaces, take little balls of clay, blend, fill them in there to kind of smooth in there. If they don't fit, I can cut my circles to fit my design and kind of just keep working on my project as I go along until I get to the very top of the bowl. When I get to the very top of the bowl, I'm going to make sure it's all blended and nice and smooth. And one way I can do this is make sure it's a plain coil on top, and then once I have all the pieces in there, I'll go back in, begin to blend and smooth all the seams together, fill in the gaps or spaces that appear. Once the bowl is sat for a while, it is now time to pop it out of its container. Make sure it is firm. It should be almost to a leather hard stage, nothing tacky to the touch. If you need to, use a hairdryer to get it closer to that. Begin to peel off the newspaper and get it ready to put on the foot. Once I'm done getting all the newspaper off my bowl, I'm now going to add the foot to it. I'm going with the coil. So I'm putting it on top of the bowl, measuring it out first, going to cut it to fit, then score and slip it on. I'm getting really close to having this project done. Once the foot is attached, I'm going to flip it over, smooth the lip of the bowl a little bit, make sure there's no cracks, thin spots, weird seams, make sure the lip is nice and round, and my bowl is complete. And always don't forget, sign your projects when they're done. Let's see what you can make.